Hey there, my name is Alex. I am the Silver Mont, and this is a beginner guide for the Wylder in Elden Ring Nightreign. Let's get to it. The Wylder's strengths and weaknesses demonstrate rather well how he's a great all-rounder character. He has high mobility, starts with a good stat spread, has a shield starting off, and a good starting greatsword. Good abilities, good ultimate. He slots well into every team and is a versatile character, but how about his weaknesses? He doesn't really have any, besides not being specialised in any one area. His FP isn't great, I suppose. His passive is 6 Sense, which allows him to auto-dodge an attack that would otherwise kill him. This recharges at bonfires or by being revived from death. It sounds really good in theory, and it can save you, but it can also kind of screw with you a little by making you dive into a lingering AoE automatically, and killing you anyway. It isn't a bad passive, but it sounds stronger than it is at times. But it can give you some clutch moments too. Wylder's skill is Clawshot, a grapple that can be used in several ways. On smaller enemies it will drag them to you, it can also break their guard. On larger enemies you will slide to them. If you use it with no target, it can be used to slide across the terrain faster. And you can jump at the end of it for extra distance. Useful for mobility, or getting somewhere a little faster. You can hold it to aim, and if you have the ability granted by certain relics, you can follow it up with an attack that will buff your weapon with fire. Very useful. Finally, his ultimate art is Onslaught Stake, an explosive piledriver attack. You can charge this attack up for more damage, and it's worth noting that you have iframes during the whole charge animation too. If you don't charge it, you'll retain a part of the charge, allowing you to use it again sooner. Which I think is supposed to be used for when you're using it more for mobility maybe? Because you can use it in the air, such as following a grapple jump, if you want to zip around even further, or maybe land some 360 no-scope ultimate mum get the camera moments. Practically, I'm not sure how much use this is, outside of maybe reaching a very specific spot, or just for style points. Most of the time I think it's better to save it, use it on a boss or enemy, and charge it up. The AoE isn't huge, but it's big enough to hit a boss and also help revive teammates nearby. As with most ults, it will stagger bosses out of almost every animation. Wylder starts with a greatsword, and that is his preferred weapon. Like most characters, he has a unique weapon string when one-handing his preferred weapon type. And as it happens, of all the weapon categories in the game, can you guess which has the highest number of legendaries? It's greatswords. And you know, greatswords have always been one of the best weapon types in general in these games. That said, Wylder's pretty good with most weapons thanks to his stats. He's a strength-leaning quality character, but he'll get decent results from most melee weapons. Just remember that with his average FP, he can't be spamming arts that much. That said, it is worth picking up a range weapon of some sort on Wylder. He doesn't need as much as other melee characters, given that he can zip around so fast, but it does help to have the option, whether it's a bow, a crossbow, or one good pick is the Wraith Bell, if you find one. They're usually pretty easy to find as they're on gravestones. You can also get a relic that starts you with one. It does help to have the option. It's low cost, so even with Wylder's low FP, he can spam it a good amount, as it makes a good range option. Wylder is an easy character to match to boss weaknesses. You can effectively have fire on demand with his unique relic, greases work well for others, and if you can't find a weapon that matches, which would be rare given the huge number of greatswords, well, you have a lot of options. His starting shield isn't the best, but don't be afraid to block with it. You can even parry if you feel the need to. And it's worth pointing out, yes, you can block with a two-handed weapon as well. It's not as good as blocking with a shield, but I'm pretty sure you could even block with a dagger and it would still block all the damage, so long as, you have enough stamina. Overall, the Wylder's versatility allows him to perform many roles in a team. He can tank to some extent, he can deal damage, he can focus on reviving people with his high mobility. If I had to give him a rating, then he would be A tier compared to the S tier Iron Eye. Which doesn't mean Wylder is bad, it just means Iron Eye, as the kids say, is cracked. When it comes to relics, I absolutely would say bring the follow-up attack, and as for the one that allows his ult to leave a huge explosion, situationally useful. Against larger bosses who are immobile for longer periods, it can do some goodness. But against bosses who are smaller or move around all the time, it's not really going to do anything. And if you can get one with, say, extra skill usages, such as from the Wylder's Earring, which I think is from beating the game, and his remembrance with the silver tier, because then you get extra skill usage for even more grappling, mobility, and fire activation. Shame it wasn't the follow-up, but you can easily equip that as well. That, and, well, more runes, would be my suggested thing. As for items you're going to want to pick up in the world, that of course depends on your playstyle, but I would say stance damage is always nice because he's already using a greatsword, same with Raider using colossals. As for team composition, as mentioned, Wylder goes well with any team. In particular, he's really nice with other melee because his greatswords do good stagger and poise damage, as mentioned. Not as much as the Raider, but more than the Executor, which means they can help out an Executor by making the enemies easier to stagger. Overall, a great character and very fun to play, and has the best outfits in the game, which is of course important. At any rate, thanks so much for watching, and if you have any questions or tips for Wylder, post them down below. And if you want to support the channel, please do consider subscribing, Patreoning, channel membering, or just ceding all of your monetary assets to me. Bye!